So I shared with the first service that I'm still really processing what all happened. I mean, it's like packing a whole lifetime into 3 weeks. The stuff that we saw and learned and did over in Africa just blew my mind, and there really are no good words that can describe the thoughts and feelings and the things that come out of an experience like that. But already I've seen transformation in my own heart and in my own way of thinking. And it's come slowly, and it's also come in waves that just kind of knock me over. And, you know, one of the things that I think we can really put our minds to when we're sitting in a beautiful church like this, or we're just at home, is when we think about Africa, we can really just picture in our minds that there's a lot of suffering over there. There's a lot of poor people, and we can feel so sorry for them as we think about them, because we look at what we have, and I think that that's almost the wrong mindset for us to be in. And my encouragement from Africa is that we look at it as a whole, and we don't see suffering people so much as we see people who are like us, but who are so much richer than us in the sense that they know how to love. They have a hope for the future that is on a scale that has nothing compared to ours. We have a little box that says, okay, this is my comfort zone, and my joy is found over here, and my heartache is found over here. But I tell you what, they have experienced greater heartache than we will ever know. And so their box is unbelievably larger than ours when it comes to what is heartache and what is joy. I was reading this really great book called An Irresistible Revolution on the way in Africa and on the way back, and I just want to share with you some of the things that this guy, Shane Claiborne, was talking about in his book, and it just was dead on to some of the stuff that I was learning. He says that wealthy countries like ours have the highest rates of depression, suicide, and loneliness. We are the richest and most miserable people in the world. And it's just so true. I mean, we look at those people, and yeah, okay, for maybe 40 years of their live birth, they got dealt a bad hand when it comes to living. Yeah, they're suffering. But the treasures that they are storing up for eternity makes us look like the unbelievably poor ones in comparison to eternity. Shane also goes on to say that the greatest tragedy in the church is not that rich Christians do not care for the poor, because we do. We're quick to dispose of our money onto them. But he says it's that rich Christians do not know the poor. When the worlds of poverty and wealth collide, the resulting powerful fusion can change the world. And it's so true. It's not, Jesus didn't come to say, hey, we need to give all our, he didn't come and even give money to the poor. He just went to where they were, and he loved them right where they were. He didn't say, hey, come to my big, beautiful house and I'll make you comfortable. He said, I'm going to your slums, your ghettos, your place of life, and I'm loving you right there, and I'm living with you right there. And Shane says that once we are actually friends with folks who struggle, we start to ask, why are people poor? And that's true. When you make friends with somebody and you look at their life, you ask the question, why are you poor? And it just makes you want to give freely. And it's so true. Like the sermon says today, freely you have been given, or freely you have received, so freely give. And that just rocks my world. And it's not money, guys. That is what I want to tell you. Yes, we can help the poor, and that's a way of showing our love is by, giving them money and things. But ultimately, our mission field is to love them. And I heard people say before I left that, it's so cool that you're going to Africa. That's not really my calling, but I'm glad you're going, and that's great. And I say that's fine that it's not your calling to go to Africa. I want you to remember that your calling is the same here as it would be in Africa. Your calling is to love your neighbor as yourself. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are. We can be parts of the revolution that Jesus Christ came to start today by loving the person next to you more or the same as you love yourself. And so that is the message that I bring home from Africa, is that God is alive and working. And as the song says today, I found Jesus in the eyes of people over there, in the hearts of the children, in the hearts of the people. And at the same time, I found Jesus in the eyes of you guys, in the people that prayed for us. And I forgot to say it in the first sermon, but thank you so much for your prayers. Jesus, I found Jesus among you, and I found Jesus among the people of Africa. And we are all worshiping the same God together. And they send their regards to you. It's a big thing. They wanted me to greet all the churches in America. And they wanted you to know that they are praising God today for you. So anyway, thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you. And you have a great pastor, and the organization that you guys are working with over there is a great one. So I just want you to be encouraged and continue to support them with your prayers.